I'm sorry I did that to us, man. Oh.
No, please.
You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're...
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So
You got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Something shifted the moment people started looking back at Justin Bieber's early years. Sound got serious, and at one point you could hear the emotion in his voice. Because to him, this wasn't just about a celebrity story. This was about a kid who might not have been protected the way he should have been.
So many horrific accusations, though, involving young singers, like children.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's insane.
He makes R. Kelly look like a decent guy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It is crazy. And meanwhile, the guy was like hanging out with Oprah, hanging out with Obama.
Jay-Z.
With fresh eyes. Clips that once felt like normal celebrity moments suddenly didn't sit right anymore. The laughter felt forced, the conversations felt off, and the context behind everything began to matter in a way it never had before. And when Joe Rogan really sat down and talked about it, his reaction surprised a lot of people. He didn't come in joking or dismissive. He slowed down.
Everybody.
They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
Rogan started by bringing up the footage of a teenage Justin Bieber sitting next to Diddy while Diddy talks about having him for 48 hours. He described the way the moment is framed like it's supposed to be exciting, like it's something to celebrate, but Rogan immediately pushed back on that. He said
Justin Bieber had a post the other day on his Instagram talking about all the drugs that he did when he was younger and how much it fucked him up, and now he's got a relationship with the Lord, and he's got, he's married, and he's trying to be a normal person.
Yeah.
But he's struggling with the fact that he was insanely famous when he was a kid.
What's going on with you guys? Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we become friends in a strange way, you know.
Like Robin Big.
Yeah. It's like exactly.
I'm big and you're Robin.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, you
moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go...
You take away the fame and just look at what's actually happening, it raises questions. A 15-year-old kid, newly famous, Being placed in that kind of situation with someone who has that much power doesn't make sense to him, and the more he talked about it, the more you could tell it was bothering him.
Go to Puff Daddy's. He's
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
He focused on Justin's reactions in the clip, the way he smiles quickly, the way he seems to go along with everything, the way he doesn't really take control of the conversation. Rogan said that stood out to him more. Changes overnight. How they go from being normal kids to being surrounded by people who want something from them.
Months ago, I was really struggling mentally and emotionally, and just there was so many things that were adding up, and I wasn't able to enjoy any of the things that I owned.
That stuff's not gonna matter to you.
None of the actual things did anything because I was so hurt and I was so confused and I was so sick, and there was all these things, and I was like, I can't, there's like, you just can't, like you said, you can't enjoy the actual physical, tangible, like, things that money offers, right? Like, it really had to come from within. So that's
than anything. Because when someone that young is in a room with someone that influential, they're not in a position to push back. They're trying to fit in, trying to do the right thing, trying not to mess anything up. And Rogan made it clear that's not a fair situation for a teenager to be in. As he kept going, his tone started to shift. He began talking about what it's like for young artists who suddenly become famous, how everything... Rogan paused on that and said it felt uncomfortable, not because of what was being said directly, but because of how it was being said.
Well, it's just amazing how many people in the Diddy party list that are supporting.
He wasn't being put in situations he couldn't handle. Rogan said that's where things get frustrating, because when a kid enters an industry like that, it's not their job to know what's right or wrong in every situation. It's the job of the adults around them to set boundaries and create a safe environment. And from what he was seeing, it didn't always look like that was happening. Rogan made it clear he's not trying to jump to conclusions or make claims he can't prove, but he is saying that when you look at everything together, the footage, the interviews, the emotions, it raises questions that shouldn't be ignored. He said it's okay to ask those questions. It's okay to look at things differently as new information comes out. And in his opinion, that's exactly what people should be doing right now. At one point, he got quiet again. He said, imagine being that young, being in that position and not fully understanding what's happening around you. Imagine trusting the people around you because you...
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, like all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion. Like if she's gonna be warning people, why did she never warn anyone about Diddy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole thing is so strange to watch play out. It seems like the Diddy thing was like an Epstein-type compromise deal, where he had, whether he was doing it himself, conceivably, people want to think that he's attached to some intelligence agency or something like that. I think he's a gangster who made $1 billion and knew how to control people by compromising them. That's what I think. Whether or not he had help, I don't know. Whether or not he shared some of that information with people so they knew they had compromising stuff on people, I don't know. But clearly he was doing it for his own jollies too. There was something sick about it.
Yeah.
We had seen these videos of Justin Bieber being handed over to him at age 15. Great job. For his weekend with Diddy camp. I mean, we don't know, but it certainly looks like Justin Bieber is still suffering the fallout from whatever happened to him as he was coming up the ranks of the music world. It really doesn't seem worth it. I mean, I'd love to hear more from his camp about what's real, because it's clear he's suffering. We just don't know from what. And what mother out there would give her 15-year-old boy over to a grown man who's in the rap industry for a Weekend with Diddy camp without other adult supervision.
I always say this about Justin Bieber. When people hear about him going insane, I'm like, of course he's going insane. You have no idea what it would be like to be him and to be 17 years old. And girls literally trying to break into his house. They're coming down chimneys. They're flying in on parachutes. They're doing anything they can. They just want to be around him.
The you of then was on a path of self-destruction. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure. 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive for sure.
So Rogan said that kind of environment can be overwhelming, especially if there aren't strong boundaries in place. And he kept coming back to that idea, boundaries, saying that's what seems to be missing in a lot of these old clips. Then he brought up another moment, the video where Diddy is talking to Justin about not answering his calls.
You want him to be normal?
Oh, man, poor guy.
He pointed out the dynamic between them, the way Justin responds carefully, the way Diddy pushes a little harder. Rogan said that's the kind of interaction people should pay attention to because it shows that there's more going on beneath the surface. At this point, Rogan started connecting everything to Justin's later life. The struggles, the headlines, the moments where people criticized him without really understanding what he was dealing with. He said for years, people treated Justin like he was just acting out. But now, looking back, he thinks it's worth asking if those moments were connected to something deeper. Because when someone experiences pressure and confusion at a young age, it doesn't just disappear, it shows up later in ways people don't always recognize. As he started wrapping up, Rogan shifted his focus to Justin as a person now. He gave him credit for being open about his struggles, for talking about his experiences in the way he has, even if it's not detailed. He said that takes strength, especially when you've grown up in front of millions of people who are constantly judging you. And he said, that's something people should respect. His final message wasn't loud, but it was clear. He said this situation should make people think, not just about Justin, but about how the industry handles young talent in general, about the environments they're placed in. The plea hit Rogan the hardest was Justin's emotional interview where he talked about wanting to protect younger artists. Rogan replayed that moment and just sat with it for a second. He didn't interrupt it right away. And when he did speak, his voice was quieter. He said you can hear it, the emotion, the weight behind what Justin is saying. Even though he's not giving details, even though he's not explaining everything, there's something there. And Rogan said that's what got to him. He talked about how people don't usually get that emotional unless something affected them deeply. And that's when things started to feel different. It wasn't just about clips anymore. It wasn't just about analyzing old footage. It became about understanding what Justin might have been going through during that time. And you could hear it in Rogan's voice that it was starting to affect him personally. He then shifted to the role of the adults around Justin back then, the people who were supposed to guide him, protect him, make sure, think that's what you're supposed to do. And then imagine carrying those experiences with you as you grow up. Rogan said that's not something people think about enough when they talk about young celebrities, people they're surrounded by, and the level of protection they actually have. Because if those things aren't taken seriously, the same patterns can repeat. By the end of it, Rogan wasn't trying to entertain, he wasn't trying to make it dramatic, he was just reacting honestly to what he saw. Seen so much over the years, pauses, and gets emotional about something like this, it makes you stop and look at it differently. To those old clips and those interviews, it's hard to go back to seeing them the same way again.